All right. Hey, Grant, I know you're in the chat room. Can you do me a favor and let me know if you can hear me before we get started here? Yes, it's always like, week to week, whether or not people can hear me right when this gets started. So, and I see we actually have a couple of other people. Looks like they're joining. We've got what, 5, 6. So hey, I'm just gonna dive in right now. I am Todd, and I am a pastor in San Diego. I'm also the author of the Church Playbook, and I'm excited just to hang out with you guys for a few minutes today. And normally my friend Jonathan Billema joins us, but I'm flying solo today. But we're here really for one reason only, and that is to talk about how we, in sort of this new era, this new reality, learn how to grow a thriving church online, because the vast majority of our churches right now are 100% online. And we need to learn how to do this and how to go into this next chapter of the church without spending a ton of money. And the reason why that's so important is because, and in fact, I would love to hear from you guys in the chat room. Like, hey, what's your name? What church do you serve at? And how long have you been there? And if you can just put that in the chat, Michael, I see you. He says, hey, man, great to see everybody. Thermina, I see you. Go ahead and turn up your speakers. Paul, Mike, are you Paul or are you Mike? Oceanside. I'm in San Diego. I'm in oh, did it wrong. Yeah, I'm in East County. I'm actually in Santee. Yes, Paul. That's it, man. Very cool. Hey, Harold. So here's the thing, and I'd be interested to hear what happened with your churches. This certainly happened to my church, but initially when the pandemic hit, our giving actually spiked, and across the country, giving went up. Now everyone's sort of settling into their new normal, and giving has actually precipitously gone down every week for the last few weeks across the country. And so it's important that we learn how to grow a thriving church online. I am not an expert. I'm simply going to show you what has worked for our church, but we need to learn how to do this without spending a ton of money, because, as I said, now that people are settling into this new normal, giving is starting to go down. Hi, Marion. Good to see you. Michael is in Northern Kentucky at Crescent Springs Baptist Church. That is, my family on my mom's side is actually from Louisville. Grant says our giving is about the same, but I expect it to drop, and it's just so hard to tell these days. So here's the deal. Technology is actually kind of a fun thing for me. I'm a bit of a tech head. For me, it's fun to use, it's fun to learn, but 9 times out of 10, especially when it comes to the church, technology can be super complicated, and a lot of it is really unnecessary. When the pandemic hit, my Facebook feed was filled. Man, say that fast 3 times. My Facebook feed was filled with ads for, like, hey, you need to have this 3-camera switching system, and here you need to have this and that, and it's it was super complicated to get installed, and it's super complicated to learn, and it's super expensive. And so 9 times out of 10, a lot of that stuff is really not necessary when growing a thriving church online. So, our promise to you is that by the time we're done here, and again, we're all super busy. I don't want to keep you on here any longer than necessary. However, if you have any questions at any time, drop them in the comments section. I would love to chat with you guys, even after the webinar's done. I'd love to chat with you and answer any questions you might have. So you're going to know the 3 things that you need to reach your local community for Christ and disciple them online without this huge need for a huge line item in your budget. And you're not going to need a degree in technology or computer coding to pull this off. Now, by the way, if you are going to hang out with me until the end of our time together today, I'm actually giving a bunch of stuff away. Free access to the Church Playbook Academy. My friend Jonathan that I mentioned a minute ago wrote a great book on how to grow your church through social media called Church Likes. We're giving that away for free. And I'm going to show you how you can get 60 days free with the Text in Church service. So does that sound good? Now, here is the Tolson family. We actually took this picture at our church for Mother's Day last year. Sarah and I have been married for 22 years. My son on the left, T3, is about to turn 21. And then my daughter on the right graduates from high school in 2 weeks, which, of course, we're actually having a virtual graduation this year at the Santee Drive-In Theater. So it's interesting. They're actually going to record each of the kids walking across a platform, receiving a fake diploma. They're splicing all the video together, and then they're putting up on the big screens for the drive-in. So that should be interesting. By the way, I've also been a pastor for nearly 25 years. Like a lot of you all, I've had every job in the church that you can possibly have. Most recently, I planted Riverview Community Church. We celebrated our 9th anniversary in quarantine in April. Like I mentioned, I'm also the author of the Church Playbook, which gives churches 6 fundamental steps that they can take to go from 0 to 200 faster than they thought possible. And I've had a lot of questions recently. We actually just crossed like the 3,500 church mark. We've helped 3,500 churches in the last 2 years, and we now have a church in all of the 50 states, which I'm super excited about. But I've been asked a lot lately, does the Church Playbook still work now that we're digital? And the answer is, and you're going to see, because we'll talk about it in a minute, the principles in the Church Playbook are more important than ever. Because as Dr. Howard Hendricks from Dallas Seminary used to say, methods are many, principles are few. You guys have probably heard this. Methods always change, but principles never do. And so in the Church Playbook, we actually talk more about principles than we do methods. And so, yeah, the principles in the Church Playbook are more relevant than ever. Now, before we dive in, just something I want to get off my chest real quick. If you are like most pastors, man, we are in more meetings than ever. We are taking every Zoom call. We are on every webinar. We're in staff meetings. You're still preparing sermons. And you're trying to help your family deal with how they feel through all of the shelter at home stuff. I've got more job security than I know what to do with. I've got city officials calling me twice a week because they just need that extra dose of encouragement and prayer. And most of us don't even have time to deal with how we feel. And so, frankly, it's exhausting. And so before we go into all of these tips and tricks that I'm going to show you today, I just want to say this. Look, man, we see you. We feel you. We are. I am cheering for you and your church, and I am here for you. Again, outside of this webinar, if you ever just need a sounding board or a friend, hit me up. I've got my email address at the end of this, and you can chat with me at any time. Now, I want you to imagine 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, people connecting to your church's online service, new people coming to faith in Jesus Christ every single Sunday, and being discipled, whether they're in an online Bible study or a one-on-one discipleship Zoom call. And all of that can happen. Them growing in their faith can happen all without them ever stepping foot in your church. Now, I believe that churches are going to reopen soon, but people can come to Christ and be discipled without ever coming to your church right now. And Grant wants to know, does this work for the rural church? 100% yes. Because again, methods are many. The suburban church might use some methods. The urban church might use other methods. A metropolitan church might use one set of methods. The rural church might use another set of methods, but the principles are the same across the board. And so, believe me, friends, people are going to come back to your church, and a lot of people are ready to come back to your church. And this is going to happen because you decided today to learn how to grow a thriving church online. Again, without blowing up your budget. Honestly, you need three things. So if you want to take some notes, this would be a good time to do that. You can pull out a pen and paper. But over the next few minutes, we're going to show you these three things. Number one, I'm going to show you the fail-proof system that automatically turns online viewers into members. I'm going to show you how to stream your services to the people that are already interested in what you have to offer. And then I'm going to show you how to use the one tool that doesn't require a huge budget or you to be a tech guru to use. So let's talk about the first secret here, how to set up a fail-proof system that automatically turns viewers into members. Now, by the way, if you have ever read, in fact, give me a thumbs up in the chat right now if you own, maybe not read, if you own the Church Playbook. I'd love to know. Now, if you have read the Church Playbook, you are probably not surprised that we're starting here. The entire first chapter is dedicated to helping you think through the process of how to take a new guest that comes to your church and turn them into an active member before you ever invite them to attend. Now, a lot of the pastors that I have worked with over the years thought that all they needed to do was open the doors and do a big event to get people to come. And the truth is, not only is that like one half of the equation, it's actually the second half of the equation. Now, the first half of the equation is when you and I do the hard work of thinking through how to take a guest and turn them into an active participating member before they ever show up. Because the truth is this, once they show up, it's probably too late. Now, it's even more important that we learn how to do this now that we're 100% online. And I see that, Grant, you guys are opening this Sunday. Michael, you guys opened up on Mother's Day. That's awesome. Paul says we meet in a school, so we have no idea when or if we're going to have a meeting location. So, a lot of us are still 100% online. Some of us are starting to meet again, of course. And I think, Michael, you said this, that, people are starting to come back, but you can tell a lot of people are still hesitant. And I get that. And so now that we're 100% digital, I'm going to share with you my follow-up system that my church has adopted since the pandemic hit. It's really, really helped us, and I know it's going to help you too. And it centers around getting a viewer's information and then sending them these short automated messages that communicate that that you care as a church, how your church is different, and how they can be involved. And as simple as that. And so as you can see on the screen, for us, that has really three main parts. We use text in church. In fact, in the chat room, let me know if you use text in church. I'd love to know. But we use text in church that connects to our database, that connects to our email system, and it's as simple as that. Grant wants to know, what is it? I'm going to tell you in just a second. So when we're in our online worship service, whether the viewers hear me say this at the top of the pre-recorded intro that we do, I usually say it at the beginning of my sermon. We'll say something like this: hey, we would love to get to know you better. So at any time during the service, you can text the word welcome. And then we put our text and church phone number on the screen so that you can hear more about our church and some fun ways that you can be involved in it too. And we actually push that in the chat room 2 to 3 times each service. It's mentioned live a couple of times because you know that people are always coming and going in and out of your service on Sundays. Now, when they text the word welcome using text in church, they are sent a digital connection card, because here's what I noticed. In the rush to get everybody online, nobody ever thought about how are we going to follow up with our guests. So we actually created our own follow-up system using text in church, where they're sent the same connection card that they would fill out in person, but it's sent to their phone. They fill it out, and that triggers a series of automated texts and emails over about like 7 to 10 days. And they're all short, they're all automated, but guess what? They communicate that we care as a church, how our church is different, and how they can get involved. Now, free tip from Todd. I won't even charge you for this. We actually do the same thing with the word pray. So when our church could not meet physically anymore, we actually pulled all of our Facebook ads off of Facebook, inviting everybody to our Easter service, and we replaced those ads with short videos of me asking my community, how can we pray for you? And so when they text the word pray to the same phone number, they get the same digital connection card. And it just simply says, hey, times are crazy right now. I just want you to know that you've got a God in heaven that loves you. You've got a church here in East County that cares about you. And when you text the word pray to 619-552-3628, your confidential prayer request will be automatically sent to our prayer team, who will be praying for you right away. And we got inundated with people in our community that have never been to our church that want to be prayed for. And guess what? They get the same exact automated texts and emails that the people that text the word welcome do. And so whether people are visiting our service online or they're asking for prayer, they're getting the same messages that communicate, we care as a church, here's how we're different, here's how you can be involved. Now, I can't strongly enough recommend text in church. At the end of today's time together, I'm actually going to give you a code on how you can get text in church 60 days for free. So that's the first part of our fail-proof follow-up system. Now, the next part of it's our database. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about specifics here. We all use different databases. My church uses Planning Center. But the great thing is text in church automatically syncs to our database. And so when a new viewer texts in the word welcome, text in church takes that information from the digital connection card and then syncs it to our database at midnight. And then that just gives us several more ways to follow up with people in the future, i.e., we're going to send a postcard invitation when our church decides to reopen, and we'll just send something in the mail. So not digital, we're going to send it physically to invite them to come back. So our database is the second part of our fail-proof follow-up system. And the third part is our email system. Now, we love MailChimp. And the great thing is every night at midnight, Text in Church will sync to our database, and at the same time, our database syncs to MailChimp and then adds that person to our email list, and that triggers a different series of automated emails. Now, by the way, I just want you to know that we're not bombarding our potential guests with a bunch of texts and emails. It's like one every other day for 7 to 10 days, and we alternate between a text and an email. But the great part is it's all automated, and all of them communicate that we care as a church, how we're different, and how they can be involved. Now, the last thing that I really want to say about this before we move on is I really don't care how many views that I get on Facebook. I am positive that Mark Zuckerberg, when he created the Facebook, had no intention or imagination that one day our churches would be streaming our services on his platform. And so the viewer metric is actually not very helpful for us for a couple of reasons. First of all, Facebook, in fact, in the chat room, put for me, how long does someone have to view your service on Facebook in order for Facebook to count it as one view? Does anyone know what it is? I'll give you a second. Put it in the chat room right now. How long does someone have to view your service in order for Facebook to count them as a view? Here's the answer, and it's going to crack you up. So a couple of you guys got it here. 3 seconds. In order for someone to be counted as a viewer for your worship service online on Facebook, they only have to watch for 3 seconds. Now, can you imagine if someone walked into your church in the middle of your message, decided, oops, wrong church, or oops, I don't like it, or oops, how did I end up here? Turn around and walk out. I can't imagine that you would count them as a part of your attendance. Now, the other reason that you really can't lean on that 3-second view is because it's not really representative of individual views, only individual devices. So right now, our churches are online, and mom or dad is streaming your service probably onto their big TV through their phone. Well, now families are sitting on couches watching church together. So there could be one person, there could be 2 people, there could be 8 people. And so don't put a lot of stock into how many views you're getting on Facebook or YouTube. What I am more interested in is engagement. Lori just asked a great question. What does engagement mean on Facebook? I love that. I'm going to answer that right now. I don't care so much about how many views I get on our Facebook page. What I care about is the engagement in our Facebook group. Now, our Facebook group is where we've decided to host all of our discipleship material throughout the week. Bible studies, Zoom meetings. So Monday through Friday, we're streaming children's programming at 9 and 10 a.m. We're streaming youth and student ministry material at 9 p.m. I do a Riverview family meeting on Monday nights at 7. Women's ministry Bible study streams at 7 on Tuesdays. Men's Bible study streams on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. also. And then we just wrapped up this round of Financial Peace University on Thursday nights. And all of it takes place in one Facebook group. No, we don't have 17 groups for all of our different Bible studies. It's one group. We even publish a weekly TV guide for our Facebook group so everyone knows when to tune in. Now, to be clear, it's not about content for us. It's about connection and community. We just wanted to have one place at multiple times during the day where our church could connect around the content and chat with each other while that content streams. Now we're using Zoom for all of our online small groups, but we only post the link to those groups in our Facebook group. And here's what I'm paying attention to, Lori. This is what you asked. Our Facebook group is growing by 10 to 20% every week right now. Now, how is that happening? When someone texts the word welcome or when they text the word pray, they're automatically sent a series of texts and emails that invite them to join our online community. So those are the people who we can track how well they're actually engaging with our church family through our different Bible studies, through our digital community. And here's the crazy thing. Most of the people that are joining our Facebook group right now, I've never even met. And they'll be some of the first ones that come to our church when our church is able to meet physically again. So if you want to grow a thriving church online, you have got to set up a fail-proof system that turns viewers into members. Okay? Now, the second thing that you need to do if you want to grow a thriving church online is you've got to stream your services to the people who were already interested in what you have to offer. And my grandfather was an avid fisherman, and he used to tell me, hey, Todd, it's easier to go fishing when you already know where all of the fish are biting. Okay? Makes sense, right? And Jesus tells us that we are fishers of men and women and kids and families. And so it would make sense that we would throw our hooks into the water where we already know where people are hanging out, right? Now, and here's my point. And in fact, I'm going to put up a little umbrella of mercy right here, which means I can say something offensive and you don't get to get mad at me, okay? So here's my umbrella of mercy. Here's the thing, Pastor. Your church was not hanging out on your website 3 weeks before the pandemic started, and they are not hanging out on your website right now. Where are they hanging out? They are hanging out on Facebook. Okay? So it really doesn't matter if you're using this beautifully branded software that allows people to chat with each other while you're preaching, that also comes with the Bible in a giving feature. You can set all of that up within Facebook. In fact, look at this. Facebook is the largest country in the world. Really, it's large enough to be the 8th continent of the world, making it the largest mission field in the world too. Now, by the way, notice I did not say YouTube, which I don't think YouTube is a bad place to stream your services. It's definitely the best place to archive your sermons. But the biggest difference between Facebook and YouTube is the fact that Facebook is actually a social media platform. YouTube is more of a search engine. And so here's what my church is doing. And again, I'm not an expert. This is what's working for our church, and I just hope that it will work for your church too. Now, when our churches were able to meet physically, we would only stream once per Sunday on Sunday nights because we want to protect the Sunday morning live experience, because there are certain things that you can do on Sunday morning live that you can't do over the internet, like give somebody a hug, right? And we don't want to compete with Sunday mornings. And so we actually don't live stream our services at the same time as we're meeting at church. And by the way, there's also typically a 7-day delay between a live service on Sunday morning and when it would actually get streamed to our Sunday night service. Now, Pastor, if you do not get anything else from today, I want you to get this. It's not only okay, but it's actually the best thing for you to do to pre-record your service rather than try to live stream them. Here's why. First of all, your internet speed is not fast enough to maintain a quality service for 60, 75, or even 90 minutes. And it has nothing to do with your download speed. It's all about your upload speed. So if you're trying to stream a service live while maintaining your upload speed, most of the time it spells trouble. Either you come across to the end user as this digitized, pixelated mess, or worse, if there's a service interruption for your internet, Facebook kicks you off. Then what are you going to do? In fact, and I'm trying to help the churches in my little town. Santee's not a very big town. In fact, Grant, I'd love to know how many people are in your rural community. But one of my pastor friends, I saw him. His church got started. They stream live. And about 5 minutes later, maybe it was 10 minutes later, I got a notification because I like their page. But it says, hey, I don't know what happened. We're having, technical difficulties with our internet. And he literally said this: I guess church is canceled for this week. And I'm like, oh no, don't say that. Here's the thing. When you pre-record your worship service, like as soon as I'm done here today, I'm actually going to go and record my sermon, not for this Sunday, but next Sunday. We're a couple of weeks ahead right now. And then you use a third party to stream your service live on Facebook. You actually get to control exactly what your service looks like, how long your service is, and your audience gets a quality worship service on their end. It's a win-win. By the way, when our churches meet physically, we actually don't even stream the whole service. The online service gets my pre-recorded intro. They get one song, and then they get the sermon, and then my pre-recorded outro, and that's it. Again, we're really trying to encourage people to show up on Sundays, but what we do on Sunday nights is enough for someone that's just checking out my church and wants to try before they buy, right? They want to try it out online before they show up in person, and that's okay. Here's another free tip from Todd. Don't leave your service up. We would stream on Sunday night, and the service comes down on Monday morning. We want that service to feel like something that you have to attend. And again, even if it's just digital, you need to be there. We're not Netflix. And I don't care how many people, are saying that we're living in the Netflix generation. It doesn't matter. Okay. We are not an on-demand service. And so again, store your sermons on YouTube, but stream your services on Facebook. That's what they're there for. Now, again, all of that is when our churches can meet together physically. None of us are doing that right now. So right now, my church streams the whole service 3 times on Sunday, 8:30, 10:15, and 6 p.m. And so let me show you. This is kind of our typical online flow. As soon as the service starts, there's a 2-minute countdown. And then we've got a kind of a commercial for our church about, oh, by the way, you're going to love this. It communicates that we care as a church, how we're different, and how people can be involved. Simple as that. Then we have someone do kind of an announcement video, which leads into what we've been experimenting with lately, which is we stream our children's Bible lesson as a part of the entire family service. Now, full disclosure, we're probably going to pull that out and make it its own thing because even though it's 7 minutes, I'm literally watching our live viewers drop by 20 to 25% as soon as the cartoon comes on. So we're actually going to pull that out at the end of this month or at the beginning of next month and make it its own service for kids. Anyway, then there's an intro from Pastor Todd, and then's our time of worship. Then we have the video bumper for our sermon. Then I preach, and then the pre-recorded outro again from Pastor Todd. Now, while all of that is going on, we actually have an online host in the chat room, and we have given them a script of exactly what we want to say, when we want to say it during the service. And in just a couple of minutes when we're done, I'll actually show you. I'm going to give you that script for free today too. So just a quick recap. If you want to grow a thriving church online without spending a ton of money on complicated technology, okay, you've got to learn how to set up the fail-proof follow-up system that automatically turns viewers into members. You got to learn how to stream services to the people who are already interested in what your church has to offer. That's on Facebook. Don't make people leave Facebook to come to your website. You bring your service to them. And then finally, number 3, learn how to use the one tool that does not require a huge budget or a tech guru to use. Now, like I said, right now, there is a lot of expensive and complicated technology, software for that we can use, and it would honestly be overkill. Now, the vast majority of our churches across country have less than 200 people. In fact, it's like 90% of churches have less than 100 people. You don't need fancy. You need simple. And you need something that works within your budget, and it's easy to use. So my friend Jonathan and I, we've actually put together a new app that will allow you to not only stream your church services across Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, and eventually even your website, but you can actually use this tool to stream all of your discipleship content and Bible studies too. Because here's the thing, church is way more than just streaming your service. We've got to fulfill both halves of the Great Commission, not just focus on Sunday morning. So I want to introduce to you this new app that we are calling ChurchStreamLIVE. And so when you go to ChurchStreamLIve.com, okay, you're going to get several fun bonuses from me personally. You're going to get a special invite into our private coaching group on Facebook. You're going to get that online script that I was talking about that our hosts use during our online services. You're also going to get my Church Playbook Academy, which I normally sell for $4.97 by itself. I'm just going to give that to you when you sign up for Church Stream Live today. You're also going to get Jonathan Balima's book, Church Likes, How to Grow Your Church with Social Media, and a ton more. We're going to give you a 180-day calendar on what to post on social media, and we've just got a ton of stuff that we're giving away. So if you will go to ChurchStreamLIve.com and register for one of the 3 packages, I want to say it's like $29, $49, and $69. Okay, for unlimited streaming. And when you sign up, here's what I want you to do. I want you to email me at church or at todd@thechurchplaybook.com and just send me the little online receipt that you get for signing up, and I'm going to send you all of those bonuses. Now, before we get out of here, I just want to show you how easy this thing is to use.
So I want to show you guys the simple way that you guys can use this platform. Once you get in the platform, you'll come to the dashboard, and on the dashboard, it'll show you any ongoing streams that you have going. I have one going on right now, as you can see, it says 1 right there. It shows you any schedules of any streams that you have in the future, as well as how many accounts that you have connected to the platform already, as well as your your current plan that you're on. So in the accounts section here, this is where you can add and connect your social accounts. You've got the page. These are your fan pages. You can choose all the different pages that you control that you're an admin on, as well as the groups that you're a part of and groups that you're an admin as well on. And then also, of course, your profile, your personal profile. And simply just basically click on it and you can connect it to ChurchStreamLIve. And it's a very simple process. Just click on it and then it connects it, as well as your YouTube and your Instagram. I already have some accounts already connected, as you can see down here. And what you do to launch a new stream is that you basically come to the menu over here and you click New Stream, right? So I click New Stream and you'll come to this page. And this page allows you to add the different videos that you'll be streaming. So you can upload it via the cloud storage, which is my favorite way of doing it because it's much faster. And also there's no limits as to the size of the file that you'll be adding into the platform. So you can use Dropbox, Google Drive. You can also upload video directly from your computer. Also have some previous videos in there. But I'll just show you how you can upload from your computer. You just click upload video and you just select a video that you may already have in there. Once you select it, you click open and it will literally open up for you and start uploading the video. As you can see right here at the bottom here, it's already uploading 1%, 2%, 3%. So it's already going. I already have a video that's in here, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And on that video, all I have to do is click on the video that I've got in there already. And then once I've clicked on it, you come to this section over here where you hit the plus sign. And once you hit the plus sign, it will take you to a new page. And this page, you basically can change the title of the video. So I'm going to say test for today, or I'm going to say test for webinar. All right, and you can also add an additional description down there. And so I'm going to just say, you guys are the best. You're the best for taking time out of your day to be with us so we can show you this powerful tool that will grow your ministry. So on this section is a scheduling section, right? So you choose a date. Today's Thursday, April 23rd. I click 23rd, or you can choose any day in the future, as you can see. But today is the 23rd, and hit OK. What time do I want to stream this at? It's 12:09 right now. I go to the minutes section. I'm going to go ahead and stream this for 12:11. And I hit OK, select my time zone, and boom, there it is. There's some advanced settings as well, too, but I won't get into that. I don't want to like, completely get overwhelmed with so many different things. But this is like, if you want to add extra bells and whistles to your streams, to your live broadcast. In the next section here, you can choose your social accounts. So I've got my personal profile, I've got the YouTube profile, I've got the relevant church profile, I've got my fan page. For this example, I'm just going to choose my personal profile and my fan page. So you can see it streaming on two different platforms or two different accounts at the same time as a live in those accounts. So I choose create stream, and when I hit that, it literally is scheduled. So here we are, it's 12:10 right now. It's scheduled to go at 12:11. So I'm going to jump over to my personal page here so you guys can see what's going on. So let me refresh that. Go to my personal page. Here we are. And boom. No, that's an old one. So let's see here. Delete that. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, here we go. So right here, right now, I've got this video streaming that I just uploaded, showing up as live. I'm going to go ahead and go into my fan page and see if it's showing up as live over there as well. And so here's my personal fan page. And let's see what's going on. Yep, I've got a live video. I see the notification right there. And let's see what's going on. There it is. You guys are the best. And it is streaming as live right now, as you guys can see.
350 meals here at Parkview Hospital serving our folks that are on the front line.
So let's go ahead and jump right back into the platform there and see the streaming history. As you can see, it'll show you the things that have streamed already. Schedules, it'll show you that this one right now, the test for webinar, is live right now currently, that it is streaming. And that's simply how this whole thing works. It is such a powerful way for you to reach your community and stream on and literally go to the places where people.
All righty. You guys hear me? All right, there we are. So, hey, that is Church Stream Live in a nutshell. You can take your pre-recorded worship service, stream it across Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram simultaneously. We're working on the next round of updates, which will also stream to your website, as well as some other fun features. If you go to ChurchStreamLIVE.com right now and sign up for one of the 3 packages we offer, again, you're going to get a 7-day free trial. We're going to invite you into our members group. You're going to get 60 days of text in church for free. I'm going to give you the Church Playbook Academy for free. Jonathan's giving you his book, Church Likes, for free. I'm going to send you the online hosting script that I was talking about. And literally, you can just copy and paste in the chat room when it just follow the script. Now, by the way, I do want to caution you, if you're going to use the script, make sure you take my name and my links out of it and put yours in. I actually gave my friend at a church right across town, I gave him my script, and he did not take out my giving link. And so they're like trying to push their offering, and like, bam, there's like my church's giving link on there, which is absolutely crazy. We're also going to give you 180 days of high-performing Facebook group posts. So head on over to ChurchStreamLIVE.com, get signed up, then email me at todd@thechurchplaybook.com with your receipt, and I'm going to send you all of those bonuses today. And listen, if we're done. I love you guys. I'm cheering for you. Even if you don't sign up for Church Stream Live, email me if I can do anything for you. I'm literally here for you. I love you guys a ton. I'm cheering you guys on. And if you got any questions about anything, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, we are done. Go to ChurchStreamLive.com. I do see there are a couple of questions. And so Michael wants to know, does it only do recording or live as well? And right now, it's only set up to do recording because our philosophy is you don't want to do it live in case, A, your internet is going to, cut out on you. And usually the end user's quality of your service is not very good. So we don't encourage you to do live. We only encourage you to pre-record. But we've had enough people ask about it that on the next round of updates, we are going to include a module that can stream live for you. Harold says, hey, this is my first webinar. Am I supposed to see everybody or just you? A webinar is different from a Zoom call. So unfortunately, you're just left with this ugly mug. Maybe next time we'll do a Zoom call. We can all see each other. Thermina wants to know, what about the people that aren't in that group or section? How do you reach them? And the thing is, you stream your church service from your Facebook page. So all of the people that are on your Facebook page are going to see your service. You want to, at some point in the service, invite them to your Facebook group, which is where all of your Bible studies are going to be, your discipleship materials are going to be, and so then you put the link, and people request to join your group. Now, what I encourage my church to do while our church service is streaming is to share that video on their profile. So now, not only do the people that are on your Facebook page get to see your service, but everyone that your church is friends with, when they share that post, they'll also see the service. That's one of the ways. That's the free way of reaching people that are outside of your group. Now, I have a course that I teach on how to use Facebook ads to reach your community. And that's a lot more detailed than this is, but that's what you can do. Stream to your Facebook page, have your church share that post, invite people that are watching the service to join your Facebook group. Okay. Hey, any other questions before I end our broadcast? Well, it looks like we still have several people that are watching, which is awesome. And for those of you that have taken the time to comment, ask questions, thank you so much. So, hey, listen, God bless you guys. You'll be getting some emails, like if you want to watch the replay or whatever. But head over to ChurchStreamLIVE.com, get signed up, email me. I'm going to send you those bonuses, and we'll chat with you soon. God bless you.